Hey guys, and happy Monday. So I am really excited for today's video because it's just something different. It's a change of pace and I kind of like the idea. So yeah, this week is going to be a little bit different. I switched it up just a little bit because I figured why not. So anyways, today's video is about different ways that you can incorporate God into your daily life. I know it's difficult for Christians to have God in every aspect of their lives. And I know lots of Christians who sure, they're Christians when they're doing their devotion or when they're at church or that kind of thing, but then for the whole rest of their lives, they're just not. And that doesn't sit right with me. I don't think that is how we are supposed to live as Christians. I think that in everything we are and everything we do, we should incorporate God, and God should be a part of it. And in fact, He should not even just be a part of it, but He should be the center of everything that we do in our lives, the reason we do everything that we do. And so I have put together some ways that you can incorporate God into your daily life. These are just some things that I do, and so yeah, if you have any ideas for me, please share with me. So maybe it can be more of like a I help you, you help me kind of like thing, and we can share tips and tricks on how we incorporate God into our daily lives. Because I am just as human as the next Christian, and I would love to find different ways to glorify God, to meditate in God, and that kind of thing. So anyways, the first thing that I talked about was how I start off my mornings. So I am currently getting ready, and one of the things that I do when I'm getting ready is I listen to a Christian podcast or sermon to start my day off. Sometimes it's not at the beginning of my day, and sometimes it's later in the day when I'm getting ready to go somewhere or whatever. But either way, I listen to a podcast or a sermon, and you can find a podcast or a sermon for free on YouTube, Spotify, and iTunes. I like to listen to Elevation Church's sermons because I like their pastor there, and I like to listen to some of their things. So yeah, that's what I do in order to start my day off with a Christian mindset, and then rather than just listening to music like I do all day anyways. So that's one way that you can incorporate Christ into your getting ready sessions. Because if you're like me, you take way too long to get ready, and you have plenty of time to listen to a podcast or a sermon. So try that out. A great way to incorporate God into your life is to listen to His sermon, and it does not have to just be in the mornings, and in fact, it doesn't have to just be when you're getting ready. But if you're cleaning or something like that, and I am actually about to go clean, and one of the things that I do when I'm cleaning is I listen to worship music, because cleaning typically makes me agitated and annoyed. I don't know why, it just does, and I guess it makes a lot of people that way. So one of the things that I do to not get annoyed and agitated is I listen to Christian music, worship songs, that kind of thing, because in our reality, it's pretty hard to get annoyed when you're listening to music about how Jesus bled and died for you, and about how much He loved you and He saved you and redeemed you. So yeah, but those two things go hand in hand. You can, if you would rather listen to a podcast while you're cleaning or working or outside in the garden or whatever, yeah, those two things can be used interchangeably, listening to podcasts and sermons, or listening to Christian music and worship, that kind of thing. I personally like to listen to sermons when I am more mentally focused, because I want to get something out of the sermon I'm listening to. And so when I am getting ready, I can get ready without thinking about getting ready, and so that way I can focus on the sermon. When I'm cleaning, I kind of am just caught up in the moment cleaning and not really paying attention to the background noise, or if I am paying attention to the background noise, I'm not necessarily catching everything. So that's why I do what I do. I listen to worship music while I'm cleaning and listen to sermons when I'm getting ready. But whatever way works best for you, those are just two really amazing ways to kind of get involved with Christ and include him in your day, listening to different sermons from different pastors and getting different perspectives, as well as being in a state of worship while you are going about throughout your day. Another really helpful tip is if you are at the point where you are angry or annoyed with someone or something, then it is a really good idea. Sorry, that was my dog Nelly. Stop. Thank you. That's not funny. Stop. So, anyways, oh my goodness. Nelly, nobody's there. Okay? Okay. So, those are just really good ways to, I don't even know what I was saying, but those are just good ways to incorporate Christ into your, I know what I was saying. So, if you are getting fed up with something or someone, a really, really good idea to calm down, Nelly, a really good idea to calm down is to throw in some Christian music and just take a second and breathe and be like, all right, God, chill me out. Let me think before I speak, that kind of thing. So yeah, that's a really helpful side note. Another thing to do when you are trying to incorporate God into your daily life, and this one is a give me. If you're a Christian, you should already be doing this anyways, but it is one to spend plenty of time in prayer and in the Bible. We as Christians are called to spend time with God every day, and so here's a little clip from my devotion this morning. So yeah, just take at the very least, like 5 minutes out of your day to get in a devotion or to dig into the Word or do a quiet time or whatever that looks like for you. Just take a second to dig into the Word and to pray. God is a God who hears our prayers and answers them. So yeah, and don't be the kind of Christian or even person who only prays to God when you need something for him, but instead thank him for waking you up this morning, thank him for this beautiful day, thank him for all that he's doing in your life and all he's gonna do, and then pray for others, pray for yourself, that kind of thing. So yeah, make sure you spend plenty of time in prayer and in the Bible and God's holy word, because that is super important. That's a super important aspect of being a Christian. So another great thing to do is to take just a second. It doesn't have to be a long time unless you want it to be a long time, but just take a little moment of time to appreciate God's handiwork. We are surrounded by beautiful, beautiful things that God has created. This earth is so gorgeous. So take some time outside, spend some time chilling in the hammock or sitting outside or whatever, sunbathing or whatever. Take some time going to the park and seeing the lake, or being outside and growing a plant, starting a garden. Just take some time to be out in God's creation and appreciate it. I actually just got back from the park with my best friend where we were feeding ducks. One of the things I do is journal and do word art and that kind of thing, which we will get more into a little bit later. But this one thing that I wrote down kind of goes hand in hand with admiring God's handiwork. So I kind of want to read it because why not? I like to write down my thoughts. Here's some of my personal, intimate thoughts about Christ. And so this is kind of what I mean when I say take a minute to admire it, because I have an admiration written all down in this journal. So here it goes. It says, okay, I just need to been talking a lot. It says, I'm stargazing and it blows my mind. The infinite number of stars and galaxies in the universe appear to be nothing but specks of light. God is so big. It's by the work of his mighty hand that everything was set into place. And yet I'm also here. It's by the work of his mighty hand that I'm here. The same God that spoke the universe into existence chose me. He knows my name. He's so much bigger than my problems, worries, struggles, or hardships. He's so much bigger than the lies Satan feeds me. I am so extremely blessed to have such an amazing and powerful God. God is truly awesome. He is in control. Stay faithful. And then I have the date down here. But I read that to you not for my own glory, but to show kind of the thought process that should go through your mind when you are admiring God's work. For me, it really just helps me to like, you know what I mean? Like just, like God's got it. The leader of my life is the same leader that spoke everything into existence. And so when you go with that kind of mindset and seeking that kind of comfort and peace, and you admire all the things that God has made, it really it gives this amazing thing called perspective.
Okay, so I am editing and I realized that I never really went back and like finished the video. I just stopped there talking about what I had put in the journal and then saying I would come back to it and never did. So where I was going with that eventually, or where I was going to go with that, was that another thing that I do to make sure that God is included in my days, especially now that I'm stuck in quarantine and have nothing better to do, is I journal and do word art. I like artsy kind of things, so I have all kinds of journals that I write scripture in, and make like the scripture pretty or whatever. And then I also have adult coloring books that are Christian coloring books that I write all in and color all in. And I also have my study Bible, which is also something that I can color in because it's a coloring study Bible. So one of the things that I do just to kind of relax and include God in my daily life is I color, I draw, I make word art and that kind of stuff with scripture, because it's something that I can just do to relax, but also to like dive into scripture and memorize scripture. That's definitely not a word. And memorize scripture. So that is another really helpful tip and something that you should definitely try out, because especially if you like artsy things, and even if you don't like artsy things and you don't like writing, I still encourage you to journal. And by journal, I don't necessarily mean like a Dear Diary type of thing, but I mean more of like write down things that you're blessed about. If you don't like writing, then blessed about write down things that you have been blessed with, or the way that God has been working in your life. And if you don't like writing, then open up your notes on your phone and make a note about the things that God has done. Make a note with scripture on it, your favorite scriptures or whatever, but just find some way to kind of, one, just reflect on the things that God is doing in your life and has done in your life, and two, dig into scripture, tap into scripture without it being such a formal and like a have to do it kind of vibe. Instead, more of a relaxed, I'm looking at scripture because that's who I am kind of thing. So yeah, you should definitely try that. I love it. I'm super artsy, so I like to do like things like make word art and that kind of stuff. Okay, so all of that being said, and by the way, I will put some pictures of some of my word art and coloring and stuff in. So here's that. Now, all of that being said, that is all that I have for you guys. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have an amazing rest of the week. Make sure you go and watch all of our other videos that have already been put on the channel, and the ones that will be coming in this week from the other girls. We're super excited about what we have going on here. It's been fun, so check the other girls' videos out. And I'll see you guys next Monday. Before I leave, I do want to say, and I say it every video, and I probably will say it for every video, but we want to pray for you. So I will have all of the information for me and for our small group down below in the description, and I'll probably also have it at the end of this video. So make sure you check that out and send us prayer requests. We really do pray for you guys. We've been sharing our prayer request. why is that a tongue twister? We've been sharing the requests that we've gotten with our youth group so we can have more Christians praying and that kind of thing. So please send in prayer requests so we can pray for you guys, and have an amazing rest of the week. Make sure to tune into the other girls' videos, and I will see y'all next Monday. Bye, guys.